Institute of Curriculum Development will on Monday host a national curriculum reforms conference to launch the basic education curriculum framework. The conference will be used to update the public on the milestones achieved in the curriculum reform process. The basic education curriculum framework is the outcome of the extensive stakeholder engagement, a national needs assessment study, deliberations from a national curriculum reform conference, and several benchmarking studies. Beth Kahutia is a senior assistant director at KIDC. She joins us to tell us more about the conference, and also, I beg your pardon, that's Kenya Institute of Curriculum, KICD, not yes. KIDC. I beg your pardon for that. So you're also a senior assistant director of special needs. What can you tell us though about the conference?
Okay, as you're aware, the conference starts on Monday at KICC. It will be at the Savo Hall. And here we shall be presenting the basic education curriculum framework to be implemented anytime next year. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how far have we come along in as far as the curriculum and the reforms in the same? Because this is a conversation we saw at a different conference sometime last year.
Yes.
So how far along are we?
Okay, this is the second stakeholders conference. As you're aware, with the Constitution, we are supposed to get to the stakeholders to know what's going on in the country. Therefore, that's why we are having now the second conference after we have made a bit of amendments in the framework. Yes.
And how many conferences, how many more are there expected, if any?
If all goes well, this might be the last one. Then after that, we might be having the round of the curriculum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to us about that process. So we're having these consultations that are ongoing with the various stakeholders.
Yes.
After there's an agreement or a deal, if you like, after these meetings, what happens after?
After that, the Institute worked through what we call the panel systems. So we shall invite the curriculum implementers to come and develop the designs of the curriculum. After that, we shall take the designs through the approval systems, where as an institute we do hold the course panels, and then the final body in the institute that we call the academic committee. Then from there now, the curriculum might be ready for the implementation.
Yeah.
Yeah, although as an institute, we are looking forward to piloting the curriculum, actually for the array years. We shall start with the array years. Yes, please.
So by piloting, you mean what? Because it will be, of course, with students that are in school.
Yes.
So because it's a pilot and it's for early years,
Yes.
how do you then pilot it with them, and at the same time they're still learning their other current curriculum to ensure they do not get their years interrupted?
Okay, thank you. What we are planning to do is we will call the county directors of education and also the TSC county directors of education to help us identify some institutions in their counties that we shall use as our implementation, as our pilot institutions. So the few institutions that will be sampled will be taken through the pilot program before we do the national rollout.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you have any idea, and as far as timelines, when we're likely to now have that implementation of the curriculum?
Okay, that one is being worked on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, it's
yes,
unclear.
It's being worked out.
But how would you describe the current curriculum we have? Because it has been heavily criticized, especially in as far as the kind of, Kenyan students, individuals we're churning out from our education system. An honest evaluation of what we currently have and why it's, in essence, being changed.
Okay, specifically, I would say we have really been basing, the education has been based so much on the cognitive part of it, forgetting that there are other aspects that brings out the whole child. And here we are talking of even engaging the parents. Initially it was like the child and the school, and the parent was somehow ignored. But with the reforms, we are thinking of bringing on board the parents so that they can help out in molding the children. Also, we are also thinking of what we call the community service learning, such that the children will be able to go out and be with the community. And from there, they learn from what people do. And we are saying, for example, if there is a student who is thinking of becoming a doctor, they'll have some time to go to the doctor and see what do the doctors go through. Even before now, they say, yes, this is the course that I would like to take.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we also looking as KICD at just changing the narrative and as far as what is a good career or success in life? Because that also has been a downfall and a huge one in as far as education, because there's a very narrow narrative about what is a successful career, what is deemed to be successful even in school when you're getting A's. And yet there are people who may not be good with math, but are very talented in other areas. So is there a look into sort of like a paradigm shift in our approach?
Yeah, with the reforms, we are thinking of some pathways. This has not been there. Whereby if this child is so good in sports, for example, they will be taken through the sports line, yeah, on completion of some levels. Others who are good in sciences, they'll be taken through what we are calling the STEM, the science, mathematics, and technical education. Then we are having those students who may wish to go through the vocational level. So they'll be given advantage to go through that level. And so we are saying the education, it will be so flexible, and the children will be able to follow a line of their wish and their abilities.
Yeah.
Yes.
And is there engagement, for instance, with the Ministry of Education as a whole, and other unions, the teachers' unions, to beef up the numbers? Because you still have the ratio issue where you have so many students to one teacher. So that if a teacher is to identify the strengths of a student, say, for example, they're good in sports,
Yes.
what time do you have then to develop this, and 100 other, if I may give such an example, students? So it's not just one issue to fix. It is multifaceted, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Come to the issue of the teacher-people ratio. Yes, it's quite high. But we are thinking when we move into the new curriculum, we are talking of competence-based curriculum. And I would imagine after we take teachers through this competence-based curriculum, then the teachers will be given skills on how they will be able to take care of each and individual learner's needs. But it's true that the teacher-people ratio is still high, and we are hoping the ministry will work on this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Comparing to other countries, other education systems that we've seen, and there are times they're ranked, and we've seen the very successful ones. Where would Kenya stand as far as where we are? Do you think in our curriculum and what we are able to see come out of the system?
Probably I may not tell where we are, but we are benchmarking with other countries that are doing well.
Yeah.
Countries such as Finland and others that are currently being in high positions. Yeah, we are benchmarking as we move into the new reforms.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we wish you the best.
Thank
you
you
very much, Beth Kahuthia,
Yes.
with the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development. You're also Senior Assistant Director Special Needs.
Yes, I am.
We thank you so much for making time to be
Thank
with
you
us here
too. Thank you.
on News Center.